Anyways, welcome to today's video. We will be covering the steps of how to make a beautiful video, along with the process, whether you make music videos, whether you create art, or whether you just like to watch them. Today we will be using Dysmorphia by Rebecca Sykes and the music video as an example because my friends and I made it together. I'm really proud of it, and so that's what we will be looking at today. So I was actually gonna use the marker, but then I remembered really quickly that I'm left-handed when I try to write something because it was pretty straightforward. Step number one, have friends. Optional. You could hate the people you're working with. You could find random strangers. You could do it with anyone. When we go to step one, when you have friends or people in general that you're working with, know them, know their natural strengths, whether that be organization, the way that you like the composition of the photos or videos that they take, editing, just color grading, whether that's the concept of like making itineraries, whatever. The more you know the natural abilities and skills of the people that you're working with, then you'll be able to apply those tasks accordingly to each person, and there's going to be a lot more flow because it'll be a lot more organic and it'll be a lot more at ease. So always play at people's strengths. You're only going to get the best quality that you can when you do that. Step two, have an idea. I swear these steps are gonna get more specific and better, I promise you, but those are the first two things that are required to really do anything when you're working with others, anything creative at least when you're working with others. Have an idea, spark whatever that idea is. In this case, we were approached by my friend saying, hey, I have this song, I'm releasing it, and I have a music video that I would like to do. She gave us a very broad concept of what it was, and from there we were actually able to flesh things out. Step three, this is probably one of the most important things whenever you do anything creative ever in the whole wide freaking world of forever of ever. Understand what the art requires. Literally, go on a date with the song. And what I mean by that is go on a walk and listen attentively. Be mindful, be aware, listen to what the song requires of you and of the video. That was something very beautiful that Leo was very aware of, to make sure that whatever we're seeing doesn't overpower the song but complements it. So rather than going Coco Melon on it and just like hypnotizing people with what they're seeing, it was to have it really complement the song and the message without being literal either. It was about creating a landscape, creating that perfect environment, bringing in the perfect elements to make sure that the message was at the forefront and that the listener or the person watching could take away what was being said. Number four, intention. Be intentional. Be intentional. Whenever an artist makes a song, they're so intentional about what instrument is doing what, where it sits in the mix. There's so many elements that goes to actually making the song that you want to honor that. You want to make sure that people listen for, oh my gosh, like you can hear the toms panning from one side to the other, or you can hear the eerie harmonies in the background that kind of creep up behind the brain and kind of scratches it a little bit, or to have slight dissonance play a role in how the song moves along. Now it's important to be intentional with the visuals that you create for that because you want to honor those things. You want to honor art. I never touch art unless I feel like I can actually contribute to what needs to be seen or heard or said. And sometimes I might want to, but if I feel like I can't do that, it's my responsibility as a creative to make sure that I take a step back and not touch it at all. At the end of the day, I really feel like we don't see a lot of ethics when it comes to creativity or creation. Everything's all about optics or views or clickbait, and I think that we need to go back to being romantic with the art of creating and to be intentional. To create art is almost like to date a piece of the universe or to help co-create with the universe as somebody. It's to be human. I feel like we have that innate responsibility of pursuing the passion of creating. It doesn't have to just be a video or a song. It could be the way that a carpenter put together a table. It could be the way that your favorite aunt made her dish. There's so many ways, but at the end of the day, I think that the heart of all of it is to be intentional. I think what that looks like is being intentional of what you consume, what inspires you both subconsciously and consciously. Be intentional about the layers that you're playing with, and that can mean a lot visually. That could be texture, that can be lighting, that can be color. Be intentional with the resources you have. You do not have to have the nicest camera. It's about how you use it, how you use the things that you have, and to find the beauty in limitations. That is such a beautiful truth and fundamental value that I now have in my life that I learned from my friend Leo, is to find the beauty in all the limitations. We were able to do some dope things with just the very basic concept of color, black and white, or in color, or time, slowing it down, speeding it up, reversing it, right? Or texture, that can come from lighting, that can come from, you know, what it is that you're filming, right? Overlays, like, and those are all very basic things that you'll find in any editing software. So be intentional with the resources that you have, the things that you consume when you're looking for inspiration for the thing that you're creating. How you apply people's skills. Intention is, I think, one of the most beautiful and biggest parts of the magic in creating. Now we move on to step 5, be detached. Now I know what I just said. I know that I just said to be intentional, but also be detached. What I mean by that is that I feel like a lot of people want to approach creating something with the idea of the outcome, wanting to force everything and bend everything and mold everything for a very specific outcome. I find oftentimes that the way that I choose, the philosophy that I approach with creating anything, I believe that we are co-creators with the universe and with art and anything. I think that energy has its own life, and the way that we play and interact with it as we take nothing and we create something tangible for the world to witness. It's a very magical process, and I feel like when art wants to be created, it will help create itself. So to be intentional is one thing, but to also be detached. I feel like so many people worry about, we're not getting the shot, we're not getting the specific shot, that they might not be looking at how what they have in front of them could be even better. Being present is a really big part of both steps, of both being intentional and being detached, because sometimes what's right in front of you at that moment, it might not be the outcome that you want, but maybe it's what the art needs. Or maybe it's what it's asking for, or maybe it's better than you could have imagined. That's when the limitations of us as humans kind of breaks away for a moment, and we're able to see the opportunity in what we have in front of us. It's about being able to be mindful with it, being able to be intentional, being able to understand what it wants and to honor that said idea, and to be able to come together with a group of people and to honor them in the process as well. I think that it all wraps around together, and that's how you can make any type of art. Very basic steps.